right? You remember this? So again, you can make any one of those points x1, y1, make the other one x2, y2. This one could have been x1, y1 as well. It doesn't make a difference, okay?
Okay.
But it has to be x comma y or x1 comma y1. From here, it's a simple plug and chuck. So y2 is -1 minus y1 is -4. Yeah, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the denominator, what do we have?
1 minus 12.
Right, 1 minus 12. So what is -1 minus -4? So that's -1 plus 4. And in the denominator, we have -11, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that gives us 3 over -11, and that's the slope.
Okay.
Same thing for this one. You just want to make them x1, y1, y1, y2, x2, y2, and then do y2 minus y1. So -12 minus 14 over 14 minus 14. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What does this give? This will give us -26 on the top. What about in the denominator?
0.
0. So what's -26 over 0?
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. This is not 0. Okay, don't make this mistake. 26 over
Okay.
0 is not 0. But you can have 0 over -26. If 0 is in the numerator, then it's always a 0. This is fine. But if 0 is in the
Mm-hmm.
denominator, you can't compute this. This is undefined. Okay. Now, if I were
Okay.
to ask you, what is an equation of a line that's represented by these points? It does exist, a line, the equation exists, even though the slope does not. Right? You can just kind of graph it. Like, let's say this is 14 on the x. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is 14 on the y. So this is our first point. Our second point is somewhere down there, 14 comma -12. So our line looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is the equation of that line? First of all, it's vertical, right? Vertical.
Mm-hmm.
It's going through the x value of 14. So this is the equation, x equals 14.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at any given point on this line, the x value is always 14, any point. Because it's a
Okay.
vertical line that goes through 14. So the equation is x equals 14. And this happens when the slope is undefined. When the
Mm-hmm.
slope is 0, when m is 0, let's say we had 0 over -26. You had this. If the slope is 0, that means it's a horizontal line like this. And the equation is y equals 14. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Slope 0, y equals, it's a horizontal line. And undefined slope means x equals. Sketch the graph of each line. So let's look at 7. Where do we start for this?
You start at 3.
Right, you start at 3. And then what do you do?
You have to like look at the rise of everyone, like the slope.
Yeah, so the slope is 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's our next point?
If you go up by 1, you go across.
Yeah, so right there. We land right there, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Now we can just connect the dots like this. And that's the answer for that one. Let's look at 8. X equals -5. How do we sketch
It'll
that?
be a vertical line
Yeah, through where?
through -5.
Yes. What's the slope of this line?
It doesn't have one.
Yeah, it doesn't have one. It's undefined, okay? If you're to find it, you're going to get a 0 in the denominator. If you pick any 2 points, the slope doesn't exist for this one. It's undefined. Let's do one more of these. What about this one?
You start at -1.
Yeah, and then where do you go from there?
If you go up by 1, you go across by 4.
Yes, up by 1 and across by 4. So you land here. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then you join them. And you extend them on both directions and you are done.
Okay.
Write the slope intercept. So they want us to write the equation of a line. Let's do a couple of these. So they've given us a point and they've given us the slope. They want us to write the equation of this line. How do we do this?
You have to figure out the y-intercept.
Yes. And how do we do that?
I kind of forgot.
Right. So you just plug it in this y equals mx plus b. We know the slope is 8, right? Or -8.
Mhm.
We're trying to find b. How do we find b?
You plug the 2 points.
Yeah, exactly. So the y is 3, the x is -1, right? Like that.
Mhm.
Plus b. So this gives us 3 is equals to 8 plus b. So b is going to be -5. Therefore, the equation is -8x minus 5.
Okay.
What about b?
Does it just start at 1?
So the slope is 0. What do we know? Is it going to be a vertical line or a horizontal line? If the slope is 0.
Vertical?
All right. So we can always plug it into this. So y equals 0x plus b, right?
Mm-hmm.
So y is equals to b. To find the b value, you want to plug in x and y. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's no x, so you only plug the y in. B is 0. That means the equation of this line is y equals 0. So it goes through the x-axis like this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Slope 0 means it's a horizontal line and it's going to be y equals to something. 16, same idea. We know the slope is -9/5. So we have y equals -9/5x plus b, right? To find the b, you plug y as -4 and x as 5. What is -9/5 times 5?
Do you have to turn it into a fraction?
No, you don't. No. When you're multiplying, you don't. It's only when you're adding or subtracting. See, this 5 cancels out of this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just -9. -9/5 times 5 is just -9. Now, what do we do on both sides to solve for b?
You add 9?
Yeah, exactly. So -4 plus 9 is 5. So b is 5. And we have the equation, -9/5x plus 5. Okay.
Okay.
What if they give you 2 different points and they want you to write the equation of the line? What do we do here?
You have to like use the formula.
So what does the formula give you? The formula gives you slope m, okay?
Mhm.
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you have 5 minus -1 over 0 minus -4. So 6 over +4. So that is our slope, which is what? 3/2. Now what?
You just plug 2 points in for like the equation.
Yeah. So y equals 3/2x plus b. And we can plug any 2 points. I'm gonna plug shouldn't really matter. Let's plug 0, 5. So 5 is equals to 3/2 times 0 plus b. And this gives us b as 5. Therefore, the equation is 3/2x plus 5.
Okay.
What about 24? Again, step 1, find the slope. This minus this. So -1 minus -1 over 0 minus -1, like that. So this gives us
Mhm.
-1 plus 1 over 1. So this gives us 0 over 1. The slope is 0. The slope is 0. What does that mean?
It's gonna be horizontal.
It's going to be horizontal, and a horizontal line is always written as y equals to something. It's going to be the y value. Y equals -1.
Okay.
So again, they want us to find the equation of a line that goes through this point and is parallel to this line. Any ideas?
Um, Wait, what is it asking?
Find the equation of a line that goes through that point and is parallel to that line.
So it has the same slope.
Yes, it does. So y is equals to -1/2x plus b. How do we find that, the b value there?
You just plug in both points.
Yes,
Alright.
equals -1/2 times 1 plus b. So you get 1 is equals to -1/2 plus b. Now what do we do on both sides?
You add 1/2.
Yes. So what is 1 plus 1/2?
3/2.
Yes. So that's, and then you just want to plug 3/2 here, and that'll be the final answer. What about 29? Goes through that point and is parallel to y equals 5.
Is 5 the slope?
No, it's not. Y equals to 5 is the equation of the line.
So wouldn't it just be y equals 5?
No, it has to go through this point.
Um, What would you do for this one?
So here, think about it. If you have a line that goes through y equals 5, yeah? See, this is
Mhm.
y equals 5, has a slope of 0, right?
Mhm.
We need a line that's parallel to this, so our answer is also gonna be a horizontal line with a slope of 0. And we know it goes through -1 and 4 right there.
Mhm.
So you just draw a horizontal line through this. What's the equation of this line?
Just 4.
Yeah, y equals 4, and that's the answer to this.
Okay.
This has a slope of 0. This also must have a slope of 0 because it's parallel. 31 goes through that point and is perpendicular to that line.
So the slope is -3/5.
Right, the slope is -3/5x plus b. To find the b value, you just plug in the point that you have, yeah?
Mhm.
Okay, what's -3/5 times 5?
-3.
Right, so these just cancel out. So -3 plus b equals -1. What do we do on both sides?
You add 3.
Yes, so -1 plus 3, b is 2. So therefore our answer is -3/5x plus 2. Okay?
Okay.
Right, find the x and y intercepts, it says. How do you find the intercepts?
You have to get y on one side.
No you don't.
Then what do you do?
To find x-intercept, you said y equals 0. To find y-intercept, you said x equals 0.
Oh, so you just plug in 0. Okay.
So for x-intercept, we're going to plug y as 0. So 7x plus 4 times 0 is 0. So x-intercept is 4/7. What do we do for y-intercept? We said x is 0. So what does this equation become?
7 times 0 plus 4y equals 4.
Yeah, exactly. And then you want to divide both sides by a 4, y is 1. Okay, like that.
Mhm.
Same thing for the bottom ones. To find x-intercept, you said y is 0. So 5x equals -5, x equals -1. And
Uh-huh.
to find the y-intercept, set x is 0, so y is equals to -5. And there you go, that's the answer for this one. Okay,
Okay.
to find the intercepts, just set the other one equal to 0. So that was that. Let's do some of these. Maybe we want to start from it's random. So now we have word problems. The perimeter of a basketball court is 96 meters. So basketball court is usually rectangular. So we have the length, we have the width. We know the perimeter is 96.
Mhm.
And we also know that length is 14 meters more than the width. So what does that mean in terms of L and W?
L is W plus 14.
Right, L is W plus 14. And now what do we do? I'm trying to find the dimensions. That means we need to find L and W.
How do you do that?
So what's the formula for perimeter of a rectangle? Perimeter is when you
And
add
then-
all four sides, right?
Mhm.
So perimeter is equals to, you see, W plus 14, yeah,
Uh-huh.
plus W plus 14. One side, two sides, three sides, four sides. And we know P is 96. And then we just collect like terms on the right-hand side. You get 4W plus 28.
Oh, okay.
And then you want to subtract 28 on both sides, yeah?
Mhm.
What does that give? 68 equals 4W. And then you want to divide both sides by 4. This will give you 17. So the width is 17. That means the length is 17 plus 14,
Mhm.
31 meters.
Okay.
This makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Perimeter is just the sum of all four sides of the shape. So we have a horse and a saddle. So it costs $5,000. If the horse costs 4 times as much as the saddle, what was the cost of each?
Um.
So if saddle costs X dollars, okay,
Mhm.
how much does a horse cost in terms of X?
4x.
Yeah, exactly, 4X. And we know horse plus saddle equals 5,000.
Mhm.
So that means X plus 4X equals 5,000.
Oh.
So that means 5X equals 5,000 and X is 1,000. So the saddle costs $1,000 and the horse is going to cost 4,000, and combined it's 5,000. Okay.
Okay.
How about this? 240 stamps that Harry and his sister collected. Harry collected 3 times as much as his sisters. How many did each collect?
Um. So he collected 3x.
Yeah. What about the sister?
Just x.
Yeah. And then combine means you just add them up, equals 240. 4x equals 240, x is 60. That means the sister collected 60 and Harry collected 3x, which is 3 times 60, 180.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's see. There's, okay, that's fine. Let's do some equations. Start off with an easy one, maybe. The goal is to solve for the unknowns, in this case, the x.
Um. Do you have to move something?
Yeah.
Could you add x to the other side?
So you want to move this to here or this to here? Option 1 or 2?
1.
Option 1. Okay, so if you take the x to the other side, what does it become?
Does it become 1x or?
Oh, so what do you do to x to get rid of
Oh,
it?
you,
Say that again?
you add it?
No, you want to subtract x from both sides. Okay.
Okay.
If you add x, you're going to get 2x on this side. That's not going to help you. If you want to take it to the other side, you need to subtract it. So this is going to cancel out. And negative 2x minus x is negative 3x.
Okay.
Now what?
Um, I don't know.
So you want to get rid of the negative 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is it doing right now? It's being multiplied with x.
So you divide?
You divide both sides by negative 3. So x is equals to negative 3 over 4 divided by negative 3. Okay.
Okay.
If it's being divided, what do we do to solve this? You flip it. Change that into a multiplication. And you flip it upside down like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, negative 3 cancels out with negative 3. So x is 1 over 4.
Okay.
What do we do here? Again, the goal is to solve for x.
Could you move the 4 to the other side?
No,
The
not yet.
7?
So you want to ask yourself, do you move the 4 or do you move the 7, right? So when you're solving equations, you want to work backwards with the bedmass. You see addition is here.
Oh, okay.
So you want to get rid of the, and then the other thing is what? Multiplication, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is not going to work out here because this isn't a bracket. It's just the bracket is missing.
Okay.
So the thing to do here would be to get rid of the 7 first in the denominator.
So
But
multiply?
yeah, look at this. If you subtract 4 from both sides, they don't cancel out, right?
Mm-hmm.
This has a denominator of 1. So subtracting 4 is not the thing to do. You want to multiply both sides by 7. That'll kill
Okay.
this off. It'll also kill this off. So x plus 4 equals 3. So let's just subtract 4, x is minus 1.
Okay.
What about this?
Could you get rid of the 4?
No, you can't. So here, you see we have multiple x's. They both
Mm-hmm.
have different denominators. So the thing to do here will be to take the LCD, the lowest common denominator, because we're subtracting them.
Oh,
So what's the lowest common denominator between 3 and 4?
12.
12, right? So you need to multiply this with a 4. Do that on the bottom, do that on the top, multiply this with a 3, like that. So you get
Okay.
4x over 12 minus 9x over 12 is equals to 1 over 12. And if you have the same denominator across the board, you can just cancel them out.
Mm-hmm.
So you get 4x minus 9x equals 1, which is negative 5x equals 1. Now what? What do we do on both sides?
You divide by -5.
Right, so x is equals to 1 over negative 5, and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try this one. Which one would be? I guess they're both annoying. What do we do here?
Um,
You're gonna cross multiply.
oh,
So you're gonna multiply 4 with this, and you're gonna multiply 3 with this. Okay,
okay.
so you get 3 times this, and you get 4 times this, like that. Now the denominators are gone. So basically the idea in equations is to first get rid of the denominators. There's a couple of
Okay.
techniques. If you're adding or subtracting, then you want to take the LCD. If you're multiplying, then you can cross multiply or multiply something on both sides.
Okay.
Now, if you open the bracket on the left-hand side, what do you get?
9 minus 15y.
Right, 9 minus 15y, and on the other side, you get 8 minus 16y. Now what?
Could
See,
you move the 15y to the other side?
right, so what do we do on both sides to move that 15y?
You add it?
Yeah, exactly. So you get 9 is equals to 8 minus negative 16 plus 15 is 1y. Now what?
You get rid of the 8.
Yeah, so you subtract 8 on both sides, you get negative 1y equals 1. Then you can divide both sides by negative 1. Y is equals to minus 1. Final answer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if there's any juicy ones. What about this?
You divide by 5.
Exactly. So you get x minus 3 is 9. Now what?
You add 3.
Yes, so x is equals to 12, and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
What about this?
Does it matter if you divide 2 or 6 first?
It does. You can't divide by 2. See, if you divide both sides by 2 on the left side, you'll get a 4, but this 2 does not cancel out with this 2 because there's a plus sign here.
Oh,
So no, the first step is to open this bracket up. 2x minus 10 plus 6x equals 8. And then you want to group up the like terms. 2x plus 6x is 8x. Then you can throw the 10 to the other side, you get 18. So x is equals to 18 over 8, which is 9 over 4.
Okay.
Alrighty, and that's it for us today as well.
All right. Thank you.
See you next time. Bye bye.